Hey, so this is a video about the theory for the Do What You Love project, which comes from Processwork. And the first theory that I want to work on is called the levels of reality. And this is about our awareness and where we choose to focus. And so awareness happens on different levels, and in Processwork we kind of simplify those levels by just dividing it into three. So the first level that we look at is called consensus reality, and then the next one is called Dreamland, and then the last one is called essence. And I say it like this because they seem to deepen. So we'll start with consensus reality. This is kind of what most people would agree on. They're kind of the facts and figures, or the names of things, or how much something weighs, things that are measurable or nameable. So right now I'm noticing that there is sunlight. There's like this big spot of sunlight that's shining right here. So we could say it's brighter right here. If we had some kind of tool, we could probably measure the difference, the contrast between the darkest part and the lightest part. But we can just say, for the purposes of this, that there's sunlight. Now it's changed, so it's going to be different. Might ruin my video. So let's quickly go to Dreamland. Now there's this brightness. It's funny. It seems to be dancing on my shoulder, and so there's this. You can think of kind of dreaming, that it's not like just a thing, right? Okay, here it is now. It's kind of stabilized. It's this bright thing, and when I look at it, it's kind of like there's, I don't know, I've seen in some kind of shows like these like fairies that come out of orbs, and I kind of like, when I look at this, I imagine that like my shoulder is like, or like an angel's wing is like gonna illuminate and grow an angel's wing, or a little fairy's gonna pop out or something like that. So I can have this kind of subjective experience, this kind of dreamlike experience. You might call it creativity, just something that's not, it's not really measurable. I can't say like, yes, there is definitely a fairy on my shoulder. Not everybody would agree on that. But to me, that's like, it's a real thing. It's the first thing that popped into my mind, and it's real. So it's Dreamland. It's sometimes we say that these are also roles can show up, like a fairy is kind of like a role. Figures, feelings, like when I think about this as a fairy, I feel excited, I feel happy, I feel inspired, I feel curious. When it was just like there's sunlight on my shoulder, it had a different feeling to it. It was just kind of like we were just naming it. So yeah, so that's Dreamland. Roles, figures, and feelings. And then we're going to go even deeper to essence. And essence is the unpolarized, deepest level that we can access. Generally, they're difficult to name with words, although we can kind of do our best to try to capture it. But often something like a movement or a drawing will do better. So I'm just gonna go back to, it's changed again, but we remember what it looked like. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. So going back to that brightness, and wow, it's just so illuminated. And so I'm just gonna like feel into the deepest part of this thing. It's like a blinding luminescence, right? It's like something that's kind of like whoosh. It's like expansive and brilliance. It's like brilliance. So that's as close as I can get in the moment to essence with a word, you know. But as soon as I name it brilliance, then you can say, well, brilliance is the opposite of dullness or something like that. So it kind of takes it away. But if I'm just like this, it's not polarized, right? It's just a very deep expression of this thing that's happening right here. It's like Dreamland is kind of a creativity process. There's like thoughts and like, you know, you can make up a story. But essence is just like, it's like a single thing. It's like getting it down to its like main thing, which in this case is this, what I'm going to call brilliance or illumination or something. So these are the 3 levels of reality: consensus reality, dreamland, and essence. And you can choose anything. I just chose this because it was kind of dominating the video, and I was like, what should I focus on? Clearly that. So so you can pick anything, anything. You pick your shirt, you can pick my glasses, you can pick anything, and just start thinking about the 3 levels of reality. What are the measurable qualities and the things that most people would agree on, consensus reality? What are the feelings, rules, figures, dreamland? And what is the most basic, distilled vibration or quality? And that's essence. Okay. Enjoy.